Hola, hola guys! Welcome back to my channel. Today is episode 1 of a new series where I basically grab things that someone might throw away and I give it a new life and hopefully they look a lot better. And I need your help because I wanted to run by you guys a couple of titles for the series because I feel like trash to treasure has already been used a lot. My first language is Spanish. And I'm so bad at rhyming in English. I don't know why things in my brain that I think rhyme. My friends are like, no, Mariana, that doesn't rhyme at all. So I asked my really smart friends to help me out for a title for the series. Here are the examples. Giving junk a new spunk. Do I sound ridiculous pronouncing that? Giving junk a new spunk. Giving curbside trash my decor splash. And then from curve to refurb. I cannot pronounce that. From curve to refurb. If I learn to pronounce that one, I feel like that one is the winner. But I don't know. What do you guys tell me? I'll give you an example of what I think in my brain rhymes. From trash to my secret stash. Does that rhyme? Or from the street to my crib. Yeah, I see how that one doesn't rhyme. But street, crib. I think it's because how the vowels are in Spanish. I think from my street to my crib rhymes. Anyways, help me out guys. Let me know down below what your favorite title is. So let's get started. Today I have 2 items that each took me forever to make. I wanted to refinish my nightstands. I bought these 2 nightstands in out of the closet a couple years ago and they were solid oak wood. I've painted them a couple of times throughout the years, but lately I've been in love with just the look of driftwood, and I wanted to accomplish that by stripping all the paint and doing a whitewash, and I thought it was going to be easy and fast. But no, I went to Home Depot and I got some paint stripper, and I actually had to go back and buy another one because you will use a lot more than you think. You have to make sure that your room is well ventilated because I had my balcony door open and I had all the windows open and I got high. It took me 3 coats of paint stripper to be able to get rid of most of the paint. So after 3 coats of the stripper, now I'm going to do the after wash. This is how you remove all like the sticky residue. It has a strong acetone smell. It really does. And after that, I sanded them down. I started with 40 grit and I went all the way to 240 grit to have like a smooth finish. I sanded everything. It's not perfect. If you get close to here, there's a couple of white spots, but it's pretty much done. The next step was to do a whitewash. I recommend to do a really thin layer and just build up from that, but let it fully dry between layers. There was another YouTuber, I'm gonna link her video down below. She refurbishes furniture for a living, and I remember her saying in the video, it looks worse before it gets better. So I just kept hearing that in my head when I was doing the whitewash because at the beginning it just looks like a hot mess. But I stick through it and I'm happy I did because then it started coming together. And I did 2 coats of the whitewash and I was happy with that. And I didn't go for like a polished, really fancy finish. I wanted the wood to look more lived in. Okay, and then I did 3 coats of the God, how do you pronounce this? Polyurethane water-based. And I love this one because it does not change the color of your wood, and I didn't want it to turn yellow or anything. And I sanded between coats. So I did 3 of these ones, and this is a satin finish. I'm gonna link everything down below, and I applied it with these ones. I would recommend you really looking at your piece before you buy the hardware. For example, I don't know when they built this piece, but the distance between each hole on the pools, on the original pools, it's really small, and it actually, they don't make hardware like that anymore. I'm sure I can get it customized somewhere, but that's gonna make my hardware really expensive. So since I couldn't just plug the holes and leave them like that because I was going for a natural hardwood look, I needed a hardware pool that was going to cover the holes so that you couldn't see them. And I found these beautiful brass half circle pools. They really elevated the piece, and I am in love with them. And also, my secret for perfectly aligned holes, it's this beautiful tool. Oh my god, it was a lifesaver, because when you're only drilling 2 holes per drawer, it's so easy to keep them aligned. But when you're doing 4 holes per drawer, it's so time consuming. There is a lot of math, and if you have like a little bit of a difference between the holes, you can really see them with this type of hardware. I wanted to change the legs up. I feel like the original legs really weighted down the nightstands, so I needed to pull out my electrical saw, get rid of that extra piece of wood on the bottom of the nightstands, and then I was able to put my golden legs. So I'm gonna stop talking and show you what they look like. I saw a macrame chandelier lamp thing was in Anthropologie, and I feel like they sell those anywhere between $300 and $600, which is a lot of money, but I understand because it is a lot of work and it's very time consuming. So when I saw this beauty in the trash can, I was like, this is perfect, because most round lampshades don't have all the supports inside, and that's what you need to make a chandelier macrame. The more support you have within the frame, the more creative you can get with the knots, and the more sturdy it is. I started this pattern on this side, and it's very simple. I'm only using the square knot and the double half hitch over here. So what I'm doing to support it to the frame is I'm using my square nuts, you can see in the back right here, to secure it to the frame. That way it's not just on top of it. So I'm doing a regular square knot right here, and I'm gonna wrap it around not only the 2 strings, but I'm also using the backing, the back metal part. Like that. And that's how I'm securing the macrame piece into our chandelier. I ended up using about 500 yards of macrame cord. Okay, so I actually have to cut 136 strings of this because I'm using 8 in every section, and there's 17 sections. Yeah, so I wanted to quickly show you. This is kind of my thought process. I clearly didn't cut enough string. I didn't follow my own advice, and I didn't do 4 times the length. I did 3 instead of 4. So of course, look, I end up with like the tiniest little baby, and I still have like this much of space that I need to work on. So I'm gonna kind of change the design, and I'm playing around over here. And I really like the look of this pattern, so I'm trying to figure out how to make it work. But that's how kind of the creative process is. I'm sure that you're going to find a frame and play around with it and see what works best, and that's where the magic happens. I was planning on hooking it up with one of those pendants and just hanging it from the ceiling with hooks, but instead of that, I never ever used a fan in my kitchen. I've been living here for over 7 years, and not once has that fan been used. So what I did, I took all the blades, all the wings from the fan, and I left the body on there. So obviously it's not done right now, but Justin, a godsend, he just took down all the blades of the, what are they called? Fan? Yeah. Oh, the fan. And I didn't take down the main body, and I'm going to somehow adjust, like maybe put hooks in the ceiling and then hook it from there, and then look how pretty it's looking. Do we like?
It's so nice.
He likes.
Really?
Do we like? I I bought some chain from Home Depot, some black chain. I just hooked it on the body of the actual fan. I have very short ceilings, so I couldn't really leave a long fringe like I wanted to on the bottom of the piece because it would just hit your head whenever you pass through it. So I ended up having to cut it really short. I'm gonna stop blabbing and show you what the final result looked like. Thank you for watching the first episode of this series. Please don't forget to subscribe, to hit the like button and the notification bell if you enjoyed this video. Have a beautiful rest of your day, guys. Until the next one. Mwah!